Now, it's been close to 6 months since all the 7 positions of IEBC commissioners and chairperson fell vacant. Since then, a selection panel led by Nelson Makanda was sworn in to recruit new commissioners to steer the operations of IEBC. The 7-member team was on course, having received more than 900 applications for the 7 IEBC positions. They were just about to announce the shortlist and schedule of interviews when President William Ruto on the 2nd of April told the country that he had conceded to reviewing the process of picking new commissioners. And he said, and I quote, "I suggest a bipartisan engagement in Parliament on the reconstitution of the IEBC panel within the parameters of the law and the Constitution." End of quote. This position was welcomed by Azimio leader Raila Odinga, who issued a statement saying, quote, "We agree that a balanced parliamentary process, co-chaired by both sides and backed by experts in an appropriate way to proceed." End of quote. In the weeks following, there was a struggle as to the agenda of the bipartisan talks. Teams were picked but never really kicked off until the talks collapsed altogether. Late last month, the Azimio side suspended its participation in the bipartisan team, leading to Kenya Kwanza announcing that the recruitment of IEBC commissioners would proceed as earlier started.
The process of recruitment by the selection panel, as far as we are concerned, is not hindered by any order, by any directive, or by anything from anyone, and therefore it should proceed as the law prescribes.
They refused to stop that task force from proceeding ahead. The task force has said that they never stopped. They have never been told to stop at all. So they basically were just playing a game with us. Azimio must be part and parcel of appointing the electoral commissioners.
Now, some facts first. There is nowhere in law, as currently provided, that anyone, including the president, would stop the IEBC recruitment process. Not without legislative intervention, that the bipartisan process would appear to have been intended at midwifing. The political grandstanding may remain, but the country must not lose its focus on the bigger picture. In just over 4 years, there will be a general election in this country. It will be overseen by an institution called IEBC. In that election, there ought to be new electoral boundaries that must be drawn by the IEBC. You see, in March 2012, the current constituency and ward boundaries were gazetted. Based on them, the country has conducted 3 elections, 2013, 2017, and 2022. The Constitution requires that such boundaries must be reviewed within 8 to 12 years. The upper limit of 12 years expires in March 2024, that is, in 9 months' time. Memories from the boundaries review process prove how emotive it can get. It took the then interim Independent Boundaries Review Commission 18 months to finalize and present a report to then President, the then Prime Minister, and the Speaker of the National Assembly of what they had found and recommended. The new IEBC picked up from there and gazetted the boundaries in March 2012. There is work to do for the next IEBC team. Beyond reviewing the boundaries, the Commission must register voters afresh, as a new register is a requirement once the constituency and ward boundaries have changed. If the political class cannot agree on the process of picking the selection panel that is supposed to recruit new commissioners, what will they do in the processes ahead for IEBC? I wonder what the Nelson Makanda team is thinking at this moment. Were they ever asked to hold the recruitment, or did they study the public discourse and acted accordingly? Kenya Kwanza believes the Makanda team should proceed from where they stopped. But a Kenyan must wonder, of what value would it be to proceed with an already divisive process? Hire commissioners that have already been rejected by one wing of the political class, have those commissioners preside boundaries review, vote registration, and later an election? At that election, there shall be deployment of technology, one of the most divisive procurement decisions in Kenyan elections. When politicians look at these realities, how do they think? Do they look at them as important issues that require to be resolved, or do they see them as future bargaining opportunities? You see, there are as many people that think that politics is a waste of time as there are those that think politics move the world. But politics must not waste people's time. Politicians must focus on providing answers. Such is the essence of leadership: solving problems, offering options, giving hope and sense of direction. We ought to have an election every 5 years. But when the contest is perennial, it is one of the most unfortunate disservice that a country's political class can subject the people to. There is a likelihood that when the next vote registration is called, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, may not register to vote for the disappointment that has been served by the politicians. And as disenfranchising as this may be, what are right-thinking Kenyans to do if when they believe in making their lives better, the politicians see just opportunities of power, influence, money, and contest? And that is my sense tonight.